It's a broken horn, but once she was in her prime, ooh, baby, she sang.
Do you call all of your horns, are they all female, or did that one speak to you?
All things I love are female.
Oh, I thought you loved me.
Well, I wish you were female.
Okay, all right.
I don't see gender. This horn here...
That's got to be interesting for your sex life.
I've gotten into a lot of
You've
mix-ups.
at least got to be able to narrow it down to find out
there was some early mix-ups. Definitely some high school and college-age mix-ups.
Okay.
We'll say that. Party mix-ups.
So, I imagine you fucking is like when Scooby and the gang discover the monster at the end. They're like, "Old Man Wilson!"
Oh, every night.
It's you with a vagina.
I would have got away with it too if you weren't Steve. If you saw gender. The three of us came together on a little program called Nerd Court.
That's true.
The three of us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you were a fucking freaking
He was Batman. Yeah. Get that mic a little closer to you, would you?
Yeah, he was Batman.
Oh, shit.
I was. That was one of the funniest days that I've had in my life.
I will say for sure that your Batman is my favorite Batman ever. Like,
Thanks, man.
Like, it was Keaton.
Yeah.
Now it's Falzone.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton has said that.
Michael Keaton came to you and said he likes your
He said,
Batman.
I'm his favorite Batman. And then he said, and then he pointed to himself and he goes, including myself. And he kept pointing at
It was
himself.
like, I'm on the list of the Batman.
No.
Yeah, I was my favorite.
You're at the top of it.
And then I saw you and Malcolm on Nerd Court.
I think you misunderstood. He said to someone else
Yeah.
about you, I'm his favorite Batman.
I understand how it could have gone that way, and I'll leave the door open, but that's not how I'm going to choose to remember it.
Well, don't leave it open too long. The AC's running.
Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. They gave me a script, as you do when you're working on a scripted thing, and they were like, it's just loose, it's just a guide. And then I took that to mean I don't have to memorize any of this.
Dude, that's what every time that's my thing. Yeah. Like if they're like, script is loose, I'm like, script is gone. Yeah. Like there's no script anymore.
And I noticed that.
You need to keep doing that.
You just like
we need to make sure.
I don't know if people know there's a fisheye lens or something like that.
Yeah, there's Mike's filming this one.
You're all different shapes.
I just do this. So it looks like when you take bad panoramics.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing? You're changing somebody's life right now.
I am.
Because someone is going to be talking about that in the comments section on this fucking video.
About how much they hate it.
They're going to be like, why'd you put a fisheye lens on it?
It made me sick to watch him do the thing with his arms.
I use the internet in a public library because I'm homeless.
I don't think homeless people would not like the show.
He's commenting on it.
I
jerk off in public because there is no private.
It doesn't exist. No such thing as private. I never learned. Do you remember being a little boy and there was no doors on the bathroom
Yo,
stall?
I totally remember that. I was like, what is that? I didn't know if that was poverty or practice.
No,
I don't know.
that.
I grew up in kind of a ghetto town, so maybe it was poverty.
I tell you
this,
high school. I took one shit.
Tell us about the shit now.
About all of elementary school, I took one. Is this a harrowing? It was a cold day, September. The leaves were blowing in the wind. It was a Brooklyn morn. The birds sang their songs. Timberlands hit the pavement. A young boy from Brooklyn attempted to take a deuce. He went inside. He sat down. Fear crept over his body and his mind. What would escape? As he finally nestled into his resting place, preparing to do what a man must do. A fellow colleague from school entered the bathroom, a male, and said, with a most tenacious voice, "You ain't taking no shit!" Young Malcolm was horrified. He screamed to the assailant, "Yeah, I am!" The boy moved on. Malcolm, left alone, patted his bottom using the toilet paper, washed his hands, and went on to learn.
I think learning was the best way for that story to end.
Congratulations on your exceptionally long-lived goose. We would all love to see a picture and know about his health.
We all would appreciate daily updates from the old goose. I know we would. And I'm sure I wouldn't be the only one to get a little, how do you do each day from an old goose? Something to look forward to. Not unlike pictures of the grandkids stopping by a t-ball game, see how the old goose fares this day.
My grandmother used to spin yarns about the days when she would just walk along with her friends home from school and just get a good, big, long look at an old goose.
You know, before television, back in the 40s and 30s, families would gather and look at old geese all afternoon.
I remember back in my day, gooses were the thing. They were the absolute bee's knees. And one of the reasons they were the bee's knees is because it rhymed with geese.
They were the bees' geese.
I got
geese's
bit. I'm out of bit. I'm out of bit. I'll be honest. I was gone for like the last 3 minutes. I missed the loop.
Can you use this mic?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I sent it to you in a text message.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Oh, this is not going to work. This is like, welcome back to the 14th annual
No, this is no.
Goose Awards.
Some of our favorite gooses from last year are back.
That's right, Mother's here.
Oh, Ed Duckington's right back.
That's right, and Grandfather's delicate pant leg is here.
Ooh, and look who's bringing the caviar. It's Johnny Johnsington and his favorite goose.
And get a gander at these ganders. Coming up here, the goose is cooked.
Oh,
Pose it
look.
over here.
Oh, look, this one deserves a golden egg. I don't know if you know this, but the average lifespan of a goose is 24 to 26 years. But it can live to be older than that.
Now that's an old goose, and speaking of, we've got an old goose here coming right up the... Ooh, looks like they're wheeling her in.
Oh, they'd better. Look who's getting goose now. It's Mrs. Pennington, her 15th year here at Goose Stadium.
Well, I heard she's a real bitch.
Oh, yes, I heard that same thing. That's probably why her husband left her. Now, one of our new contestants is young Julianne Andrews. Big fan of Mary Poppins. Shouldn't be. She's way too young for it. She's here, her very freshman year, hoping to win the blue ribbon for best masturbation in the lower class white individuals. So she's doing her best to win the Trailer Trash Award for best newcomer. Here's to you, little Julianne Andrews. May you have your goose cooked.
Well, thank you for that, Malcolm. But we'll be back right after this break. But first, let's watch a commercial where 3 4-year-old boys smoke cigarettes.
It's the weirdest commercial ever.
It's a commercial for milk.
Did you say it's a commercial for milk? For what?
For milk. They're just smoking.
They haven't had a good idea since the got milk one.
The joke about us is that none of us have seen each other's work. You're like, don't give a damn.
They haven't seen Nerd Court, you
They've
think?
never seen Nerd Court. The one thing they've all seen is Nerd Court. That's for sure.
That's how you got the job.
Yeah, that's
it was
how I got
off
it.
of Nerd Court.
They're like, is that the motherfucker from Nerd Court?
Is that the judge?
That's the judge
from
like
Nerd
Sean
Court?
Ryan and Eric Kripke were like, you heard of Nerd Court, right? Yeah, and?
Hey, listen.
Hold
we
on a
feel
second.
Weird.
You guys got someone from Nerd Court on our fucking show?
For the first season of this show?
You guys said you wanted names, but I didn't know you were going there.
I didn't know you were talking Nerd Court.
Is there anything left for anyone else?
Like, yes.
I don't like it.
The show's a go. The show's a go. NBC, they're calling NBC. Hello? Yeah, it's NBC. What's up? We've got Malcolm from Nerd Court. The show's greenlit.
Could it be a movie? Could it be 3 movies?
Can it be a trilogy?
I heard when they were making the Avengers, when they were bringing Avengers to the big screen, they were like, they're trying to get they were like, can we get someone from Nerd Court? Can we get someone from Nerd
Joss
Court?
Whedon was like, I want to turn this into a Marvel trilogy immediately. Nerd Court.
I can't begin to describe to you what the sound coming out of these headphones are like.
You just got to do a little, because remember, Mike, you got to do the old like pull
Do
out.
something.
You got to do the old pull.
You got to do the old pull out. Delman, help this.
It was working for a second.
Yeah, because
How
you gotta
about that?
Kind of place it in there, not so much shove it. You got.
Yeah, but it's not an Apple. I was told that if these are Apple apparatuses,
I know you just
they
got to
would
get.
work
You
loud.
just
That
got to
might be
get.
mine.
You
I
just
did
got to
that.
get.
Now
You
it's
just
not
got to
working.
get.
These are
You
Samsung.
just gotta
Yeah.
get.
Will you just
Well,
take
you just
my
gotta
headphones?
get.
Issued
Well,
with
you
the
do.
Well, you
Samsung
just
and
what
wait,
you're
no.
gonna want to get.
and
You
I
just gotta
buy
get.
them off
You
of
just gotta
Amazon.
get.
And
You
it's
just
over
gotta
here.
get.
Pretty regularly. The
Well,
silicone
I'll tell you
covers
what,
come
guys. Welcome to Dynamic Banter.
Can you walk us through how weird his beak is?
Well, I'm
For-
not much of a bird expert. I'm merely
Oh, you've seen some
I'm just
beaks.
dabbling.
You're familiar with what beaks look like.
I am
though,
familiar
right?
with what beaks
What
look
a
like.
beak
So,
should look
with
like.
that said, it doesn't look as weird as they. It doesn't look as weird as they.
Would this be a mildly interesting on Reddit?
No,
Nope.
Wouldn't even be.
No.
No.
So this
that
isn't
wouldn't
even-
front. No way it would even make close to front page.
Wow.
Unless you have a subreddit of, BYC.
Well, what we have here is something that's not interesting.
Yeah. No, yeah. This is definitely what we'd call a dud. I think.
A bad egg.
bet-
if you will.
Where I come from, it's very like cookie cutter houses, very basic, and people would probably be on that forum where I'm from. And
So
the
all the
BYC.
houses are shaped like cookies.
Yep.
That sounds
Gingerbread
No, they're
man.
shaped
It's
like
a really cool
cookie
place.
cutters.
Yeah.
There's no roofs.
There's just
No
walls on the
roofs.
outside.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, plastic.
Just dough.
Just
It's very
plastic
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But breezy in the, in
Yeah.
the
Very,
fall.
very breezy.
I always was attracted to more of like the supernatural, scary ghost stuff about
You wanted to get
religion.
married to a ghost.
I wanted to marry a ghost, and when I saw Beetlejuice, I realized it's possible
It is possible.
because she does marry a ghost in that movie.
And his jaw falls off, so you got a pretty good
Winona
shot.
Ryder marries a ghost in Beetlejuice. Do you remember that?
That was the
you remember-
original working title.
Tim Burton's, Tim Burton's Winona Ryder marries a ghost.
Do you remember that?
Not.
I do
Bad
remember that
exec-
trivia.
You
I,
make it a
good.
little shorter of a title. We
What
need to
about
repeat the
Beetlejuice?
title 3 times, and it's going to be real weird.
do you guys remember Beetlejuice pretty well?
Oh
No,
God, yeah.
not at all.
Not very
Very much
well.
Okay, well, there's a scene where the family is attacked by a snake version
Yeah.
of Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that, Elliot?
You can't forget that.
The scene where where
No.
Beetlejuice becomes a snake. It's
You
the
don't.
banister, like Mike was
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beetlejuice becomes a stop motion snake and attacks the
Dynamic
family, and
band.
it's,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's kind of terrifying for a moment.
It's very terrible.
No stakes, but it's
It
terrifying.
is scary.
But I will ask you guys this: do you think in this world there is someone whose most favorite cinematic scene of all time is that scene?
I guarantee it.
Who is that person?
I don't know. I don't know. I bet you could find a forum.
Like, there's so
Yo,
many good.
Seriously, the Battle of Hoth was good.
The Battle of Hoth.
The
real
Battle of
good.
Hoth was
The
good.
Battle of Endor is
They're
good.
both very
Three
good.
things going on at once.
I don't know if you've ever seen Beetlejuice when the banister turns into a snake.
Guys, when that's the beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Oh God, I cried.
That,
almost
that
as
battle,
hard.
The battle on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just bloody and violent. My
Yeah.
grandparents were like, "This is real. This
They
is
were.
like
They both watched it.
Yeah.
both my grandparents.
It was amazing.
Your grandparents were with them.
My grandparents sat down
Yeah,
and watched
all
it.
of us.
Everyone's grandparents.
That was a good year.
There was a grandparents only screening of.
Yeah. It was the convention. It was the whole convention.
They let us do the grandparents only thing.
It was grandparents for
grandparent
free.
con.
And that meant a lot. yeah.
Grandparents get in for free when the Saving Private Ryan came out. Don't give me that. Don't give me that, Elliot. But like, that's a beautiful scene, and I'll never forget it. Also, the scene where Beetlejuice becomes a snake.
Scary banister scene. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no!
There's just something about when Kubrick is trolleying the camera through the Overlook Hotel when
the
you
scene
see
when
Jack
when-
Nicholson.
The scene when Danny's riding down the
The
hallway on the
scene
little
when
tricycle.
Danny's riding through and
Yeah.
he sees the sisters, or the scene where Beetlejuice turns into a banister that scares a family. And there's something that every director brings.
The Darth Maul battle between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn is probably one of the best lightsaber battles in any of the Star Wars movies. Also, when Beetlejuice is a snake.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the scene where Leonardo DiCaprio is he's holding her over the front.
Oh,
of
yeah.
the,
Over the fire.
I'm the king of the world moment. The king of the world.
Yeah, and it's that beautiful, and they're like falling in love, and they're fighting like they both are coming from two different types of cultures and societies. Also, when Beetlejuice turned into a snake.
What are you up to? Doing
I'm
the lip sync battles or?
We did that. Yeah, that was really fun. They're real good about that. They're really sweet. They let us do really goofy, silly stuff, which is nice.
Do you want to talk about any particular people you got to interview that was a treat or a joy?
Anyone you're having a fight with currently that you would be nervous if they heard this?
Oh, gosh. No. Well, what about? I don't know that one, but Kate Upton was very nice.
Oh,
Are
was
you
she
guys
a sweet
in a
woman?
fight right now?
Very
You and
sweet.
Kate Upton?
I heard you and Kate Upton were in a fight right now.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's a fight, and I think she would say the same thing.
If I call Kate Upton up right now from Delman's phone
Yeah.
because I don't want her to have my number, I think we could all agree.
Well, I would agree there too. I know we're disagreeing, but I would agree on that. Yeah,
Well, we're
agreeing.
I don't know which page we're on, but if I
Same
was
page.
to ask her if she was
42.
mad at you, would she know who you were?
Oh, she would absolutely.
Okay.
She wouldn't know who. She wouldn't know. Who I
Would
am.
not know.
She would know. She would know if you described.
If you said, remember when you were on Lip Sync Battle? Yes.
And
How
it-
would you have
nope,
to?
That's
Still,
it.
then it wouldn't.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
remember
it wouldn't
that
ring a
giant
bell.
little kid on a lip sync battle they
The
had to
giant
talk
little
to?
boy
It was
with the microphone.
Yeah, that stretched out little kid that.
A stretched
At
out
first,
boy.
I thought you meant Kate Upton was a stretched out little kid.
No,
and I was
no,
like,
no.
whoa.
She
Yeah.
seems like just.
Did
a
you
person.
turn into a little kid when you saw her? Or were you
There's
not
a-
impressed?
like the
Were you
like the
impressed?
Tom Hanks film
She's
Big.
Definitely like incredibly attractive.
She's good looking.
Yeah, and she has a very nice personality, which was nice.
Oh.
And she touched me inappropriately.
She has a very nice personality. I bet that's what a lot of guys say after working with her.
No,
Well,
she
she had a
does
great
great
personality.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Her
yeah.
eyes, beautiful
yeah,
eyes.
Yeah, that's it.
Stunning eyes,
Dude,
yeah.
Just
wow.
eye and the
She's
pri-
real smart.
Great talker. She talks.
Yeah.
She knows how to talk.
communicator, yeah.
You could just talk to her for hours.
About things.
Morally sound.
Why would that be weird?
It's just not what you would expect men to say
About Kate
about
Upton.
Kate Upton. I mean, he's just never bored. That bassist. He's hopping around. He's going all over that fretboard.
I don't know how much they paid that bass player to do that, but it's not enough.
Do you think we could get that bass player on the show someday?
Probably.
I don't think so. I would be amazed if that person's heart was still beating. I'd be
Not
amazed.
even 'cause
It
of
better
age,
be at
just 'cause-
120
just 'cause
BPM.
that's a pretty crazy
It's
bass
on the
line.
wrecking
You don't
crew,
record
right?
like that and
Expect many years.
have a
afterward.
resting heartbeat of under 125.
They went to
Life
too
in the
much,
fast
too
lane.
fast.
Right now, I'm destroying my vocal cords, and I won't be able to hit those highs.
Yeah, hit a high for him.
Nuts, 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 berry farm, nuts. 2, 3, 4. How do I get you alone? Nope, that last note didn't work. Let's try one more
Is it
time.
a good try?
2, 3, 4. How do I get you alone?
Can I try?
Yeah. Just hit play on that one. Oh wait, you want me to do it? Here we go.
We'll all do it.
2, 3, 4. How do I get you alone?
That's good. That's good.
You want to do the harmony?
I want to do 3-part.
Okay. Oh, so I'll do the how do I? And then
Yeah,
you'll
I'm
do
trying
a
to
third?
figure out where I'm at.
All right.
Maybe lower.
2, 3, 4.
That's where I'm at.
Can
And
you
you're
do
super high boy.
long?
I thought that's what I did.
Well, you
Let's
say
rewind it. Stop it and rewind
Okay.
it.
Let's do one more on you.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
How do I get you alone?
Oh, it's beautiful.
There it
okay,
is.
Here we go. Ready?
Now you do three boys.
2, 3, 4.
How do I get you alone? Now we sound like Wilson Phillips.
Yeah, man.
Now this is a podcast by Wilson Phillips.
I'm going to get real deep with you here.
Okay.
And I hope we're on the same page because I'm going to feel real gross about this.
No,
if I'm
you're
the
in a
only
safe
one.
spot.
Get real close. Get real close to the mic with me.
Your mic or
Get your mic.
okay?
Get your mic getting close to it. Get your mouth real close to it.
You want me to put my mic
I
close
just
to
want to
yours?
get quiet about this one. No, your mic. Your mic on you, please.
I'm Mike.
We're beard boys. We got beards.
Yeah. Yes.
You know where I'm going with
I'm
this?
yes.
You know where I'm going?
Yes.
Now, a lot of you guys don't know, but beard is almost like a face towel.
You should explain what a beard is before you go any further.
Well, beard is like, imagine having a full head of hair down by your cheek.
Yeah. Imagine if you could taking off a wool sweater and then you only have it up halfway over your head.
Imagine having an old man's brush above your lip. Imagine an old man's brush under your nose. Is that the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Johnny Depp in Old Man's Brush. Pirates of the Caribbean. Old Man's Brush.
That's the worst one for sure.
That's also a Damon Ross color eventually, right?
Oh, God,
Too
yeah.
bad I can't use that character ever again. It's dead. Did you know that our eyes are like really the most not shielded part of our body?
They're the windows to our head.
They're a window right into our head, and I'll tell you what, you get a sneeze, a particle on that eyeball, you're gonna get pink eye.
Yeah, you'll have diarrhea for a
Little
month.
poo-poo you get a little poo-poo somewhere getting in your eye, you rub your hand because you opened up a Starbucks door and there was poo-poo on it, you rub your eye, you're gonna get pink eye.
You ever walk your dog and you pick up the poop in a bag and you swirl it around because you're trying to be funny for your friend, but in the process you get poop all over your hands, then you eat a whole bag of Smart Food popcorn, you're gonna have pink eye.
Pink eye. You ever ask a friend, may I borrow your pen? And then you write it down what you were going to write down, and then you give the pen back and you rub your eye, but it turns out your friend had poop on his hand, you're going to get pink eye.
I want all of this on like a medical poster that you'd find in a nurse's office.
All written out, like
Yeah.
fully like that?
Like there's a diagram of like a opaque person, like turned to the side, but their eye is highlighted, and then all of these reasons.
And I think it all just, the arrows all point down to the big black bold text, you're gonna get pink eye.
That's a great poster,
So
man.
all of the options are up there. You ever touch this and then you rub your, and then afterwards you go home and you forgot that you touched that thing and then you rub your eyes, arrow down.
Let's follow the diagram.
You're gonna get pink eye. Yesterday Bree and I were walking Riggs and there was this woman holding a baby and just enjoying this nice afternoon, and Riggs like freaked the fuck out. Like
Oh,
she
no.
actually like got up on her legs and stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, she got up on her
Was
legs.
she on her stomach?
She was, she was sliding on her stuff. She was on a skateboard. And she
I've
actually
never
got-
seen her do this. She got on all of her legs. She was on a skateboard. Oh, it looks like
Owen,
a
tuck
young
your-
Bruce Springsteen. Right now.
Oh,
He has a donut sticking out of his back pocket.
tuck your penis back in, Owen. Why is your penis sticking out of your pants?
I hate the fan in my window shut.
Smoking cigarettes out on the lawn.
Owen Springsteen.
Owen's album would be, he's not on the mic.
You hear it from the
You
back
hear
of
a
the
full
studio.
band, but
Yeah.
you hear him really far away.
Why is Owen behind the bongo player in the recording studio?
It would be like this. Like, hang on, let me see if I can pull up some
Yeah,
royalty
get some
royalty free.
copyright music.
Here we go.
Good
This is
baseline. Good baseline.
okay.
I'll be the producer.
This is Owen's vote.
You be Owen. Okay, Owen, we ready? We're gonna punch in with that vocal track. Can we stop the music for a second? We just stop the music for 1 second.
What's up?
Hey, bud. How you feeling in there? You need a smoke break or?
You need me to come closer to the mic, or
It's just that you're so. Why are you behind the drummer? Just step closer to the mic. We'll take that one again. All right, let's cue it up. All the tracks are in there? Okay, good. Give me a little more bass, John. Very good. All right, Owen, this is you. Punch in second verse. Okay, he's stuck. All right, Owen. Okay. Okay, Owen. All right, bud. All right, bud. Let's bring it back. You're so far away from the mic still. You're very. You know what? I'm gonna send the intern in there with a bus ticket. Why don't you take it closer to the mic? Okay, he's in the hall. He went in the hall. Why don't you come back into the? Okay, well now you're close to this whispering.
I'm smoking dust. I'm smoking dust.
Why do you yell sing in the corner?
You're either gonna get me yelling far away or whispering quietly.
What do you need from me?
Whispering Quietly is my favorite Enya album.
How did Owen get the record deal in the first place? How did he get into that
I
position?
think they thought he was someone else.
Did they see him live? Oh, they thought it was a young Bruce Springsteen. Good ending to a long bit.
Owen looks like wherever he is right now, he's stuck.
Owen, that's Owen's aesthetic. He's stuck wherever he's at. Wherever you see him, he could be in the middle of a field. Like, oh, we got to get that guy out of that field.
Is Owen okay? I think he's stuck.
Owen, chew twice if you're stuck.
The movie is called Career Opportunities,
Starring the Rocketeer.
and it
That was one of the
it
opportunities.
stars Jennifer Connelly and Frank Whaley.
You can be a video store clerk or a rocket man with a backpack.
It also stars Dermot Mulroney.
Who you might remember.
It's so great that a guy's name is Dermot. God, Dermot. God, Dermot.
What's this, nerd kid? God damn it. He has 47.
Oh, here comes that darn kid again. Coming to my lawn. Go, Dermot.
Dermot. Give me some lemonade, Dermot.
I'll tell you what. I went up on that there hill, and Dermot Mulroney, I'll tell you, I found me the most beautiful sight I ever saw.
He just had a last name, but everybody hated him.
Yeah.
Oh,
What if there was like a presidential speech, and it was like, I promise, as the president of this United States, Dermot Mulroney, I will fight for this country.
And if that's true,
Dermot. Well,
he's sitting down with Vladimir Putin.
yeah.
Did you send 2 spies into the Oval Office? Look at me, Dermot. Look in my eyes.
He was born in Virginia, and his name is Dermot.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what happened then. That kid has 47 brothers and sisters.
Also, his brother Kieran Mulroney is in the film, and as well as
You expect me caring about all these kids?
I'm over here Kieran for Dermot. I'm over here Kieran for Dermot.
I'm over here caring, Dermot.
Kieran, Dermot, get over here right now.
It's just 2 kids. Come on.
Kieran, Dermot. Dermot, Kieran, get over here right now.
The rest of you are fine.
Which one of us are you calling?
Both. Clearly, Dermot.
Kieran. You're Kieran me over here.
Kieran, hear me?
Dermot, hear me.
How many people looked at their phone to see if the podcast was still going?
How many people tuned out? And then for a bit, for the last 2 minutes, they tuned out because they're working on homework or whatever, and then the silence was so jarring to them. Like, oh, what?
Hey, did my phone run out? I thought I just charged my. Oh,
There it is.
They're just being
Did I get
bad podcast.
Is someone trying to call? Is it because sometimes when they call, it'll pause the
Do I have to take a right soon?
podcast? It's scary.
Makes me scared.
All those scenes are scary, man. When you see white turd ET in the river,
Yeah.
dog turd, white dog turd ET, it's scary.
White floaty.
White, dry, crumbly ET
dry,
turd.
but still wet, but still dry somehow.
Super dry, but internally wet ET.
Or the one thing we know about aliens, this is the news the next day.
Turns out,
As luck would have it, internally wet. And that's what we know.
we have a quote here from a scientist working on the unidentified, well, I guess there's no other word for it, extraterrestrial that they found. And this scientist has a quote on what their findings have been so far. Well, what I can say as a scientist is it appears that there is moisture inside the monster. I'm sorry, the animal.
So a couple notes from scientist Dr. Phoebe Katz. Says here in the field notes, finger lights up and also wet inside.
Turns out you make one little cut and there's definitely wet in there.
Everyone's like, is there more of them? What planet did it come from? A little wet if you cut it open.
We're actually in the process of determining whether it has lungs, a central nervous system, potentially a reproductive system, how intelligent the being is. But what we do know for sure, you give her a little cut, she got wetness in there.
And how did you go about naming this creature? Well, we looked around. We were like, man, I remember we were in a room with the creature, and my first thought was, there are certainly a lot of terrestrials in this room.
There are a lot of terrestrials.
And then one more showed up.
That's an... You know, to put it in simpler terms, if we arrived with a dinner party of, say, 5... to a table of 6, or I'm sorry, let's say we arrive with 6 to a table of 5. That's 5 terrestrials, or there's 5 seats for 5 terrestrials. But if there were 6 terrestrials, we would need 1 more seat for an extraterrestrial.
A little kid comes up to the doctor and tugs on his lab coat. Can you please explain aliens to me? Okay, so you're going out to dinner.
The way that this bit works is it's like a hardened, rough, like fucking 7 layers of skin. His entire body is calloused.
Yeah, he's a callus with a mustache.
He's just a callus with a mustache and a 10-gallon hat on. Yeah. He just comes into the doctor's office. That's the scene.
Like the city.
Yeah, the city doctor. And he's got his spurs on and everything.
Yeah.
And he has a seat. Doctor comes in. Hi there. It says your name here is Mr. Manchester?
That's right.
Douglas Manchester.
Colonial Douglas Manchester.
Wow. Mamma mia. That's a name, huh?
Are you Italian?
No. I'm sorry. It's just a... Okay,
like
so,
play.
Sir, so why are you visiting today?
As I told my woman, my throat's a bit scratchy. My eyes overcast like the sky before a good storm.
Before I stop you, I'm sorry. Let me stop you. Your finger, is off?
That's off. Oh, that finger is off.
I'm gonna apply pressure to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gushing wound there.
Yeah, just as hard as you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like... Now, is that a bone sticking out of your leg, sir?
Well, yeah, it's my bad leg. Everybody have a bad leg.
It also looks like maybe you've got a bullet embedded in your cheek.
Oh, I'll never forget that day.
Now, we're going to want to remove that. You okay with that?
I guess you can if you want, if you got time.
But he's got the sniffles.
I'm just saying that I woke up this morning. Usually I clear my throat with my woman. I say,
right?
And that's how I wake up. And it was like that.
Usually what I'll do is I'll sit at the table. I'll eat my 22 pancake, a hot stack.
And I'll clear my throat like this.
Right? It's a normal way to clear your throat.
This morning I was like, oh. And a little bit came up.
What came up, sir?
Little slime.
Little muck. Some muck.
It's like I had a lung bud.
It's like I hit the vein of a cougar.
Ringing the bell. Ring-a-ding-dong.
Usually by bell 3, that boy's a hollering. But at this point...
He's mixed up with the old Williams girl down the street. Talking to her with that close talk where they touch her mouth. That baby come out.
Like when you plant a brand new hayseed in the ground, and then come summer, it's a beautiful haystack.
You know when you get you know when you get real sweet on a woman, you do a close talk and baby come out. If the Lord will it.
You know how when you see one of them beautiful creatures and you feel like they can father one of your youngins? They pop out one of your young,
That baby come out.
then make it my kindred.
What a weird way to ask someone to dance.
Would you make my kindred? Excuse me, ma'am. I couldn't help but notice you in that lovely dress from off on that way. Would you like to make kin with me?
Yeah. It's very much. There's one shallow compliment about something very apparent. Like I was over here, couldn't help but notice them as the shiniest shoes I ever did see. How would you like to make the baby come out?
Excuse me, ma'am. I couldn't help but notice those lock of hair.
Baby blues and shiny shoes.
I couldn't help but notice that beautiful bow in your hair. It caught my eye while I was having me a drink. I'd like to know, would you like to live on my property?
Would you like to live with me on my property? Good day today.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Nice out.
Yeah.
McKinnon boy came by, shoveled the snow off the back deck.
That's nice.
You know, I think I'd like to see what Spamalot's all about. You know, I heard nothing but good things about Wicked. What was her reaction? Like, what the fuck? What are you saying?
I was out fixing the tractor today. Yeah, the blue gasket, so I had to get some tubing and tie it up real tight.
Well, that's good.
You see that damn Thompson's dog come in the yard again?
Yeah, I fed him and then I shoot him away.
Yeah. Hope that dog being fed proper over there.
It's a good dog. Gets a little wily sometimes.
Heard Hamilton's good.
Like the most current popular thing.
Yeah. Heard Hamilton's
I
good.
got one.
Heard tell Hamilton.
Imagine this. Don't laugh at this.
Okay,
Don't laugh at
all
this.
right.
All right. Good day. Long day.
Yeah.
Went into town. Picked up some fencing. Good looking fence.
That's nice.
I had this one tweet today that went on. I had this one funny tweet. No, I had this one tweet that went on.
Got retweeted about 7 times.
Tell me this does any good.
Be nice if you retweeted that tweet I put out earlier today. Good steak.
If you want to involve me at 8 a.m., I will tell you all of my thoughts about you joining a club as a grown man.
So that's how right. He's kicked the hornet's nest.
Oh yeah, he fucked the hornet's nest in the face.
He put his penis inside the hornet's nest.
He bought the hornet's nest a cell phone and then he called him early.
He put a flaming dog turd on the hornet's nest's little doorstep there and rang the bell and ran off.
Rang the small bell.
The tiny bell.
Probably pushed in the wall when he rang the bell.
Which angered them right away. But then when they saw the turds, then they were like, whoops.
And then these hornets see turds and it's over.
Various people I know who cook in the kitchen. Some people who cook elsewhere, not in the kitchen.
Some people cook in the dining room.
In the den. Now, if you'd all join me in the den, I'm going to cook
Now a bit crowded in the kitchen. If you'll all join me in the den, we'll start cooking.
Like when people come to
In high
my
school.
apartment for the first time, I'm gonna say, "Welcome to my den.
Right, but that's okay. Yeah.
This is my little den in Los Angeles."
You're the guy that uses it too much. like,
Yeah.
and come in, now that we're ready to eat, come into the dining den. Like, Steve, this is just your kitchen. It's an extension of your kitchen. A cooking den.
Last night I had a nice little nap in my bedroom den.
That's why I think I like the restaurant Denny's so much.
It's a little Denny.
Yeah. Every booth is like its own
Little Denny. Today I made, I did what I said. I tucked the baby's bed over the boy's head. It's an egg term. Tuck the baby's bed over the boy's head. And I cooked it off. And then I
That's
don't
the first thing they did, first day of culinary school.
Today we're gonna learn an old way to cook an egg. Is putting the baby's bed over the
I'm sorry, sir.
boy. I'm sorry, I'm not done here.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you say
The baby's
this
bed
was
over
a
the
well-known old thing that
That's
people
right.
say, and then stumble over it immediately?
baby's bed over the boy's head.
Imagine your first day in culinary school. You really don't know much about cooking, but you really know that you love it. And your teacher's like, "There's only one thing you need to know. You keep it in the back of your head from this day until graduation, and that is to put the baby's." No, that's not it. You lay it to bed, and the eggs do the rest. Okay, so
Shit.
keep that. I think it's important to point out that they were Czechoslovakian.
They were Czechoslovakian. I didn't think it was important to point that out, really.
I think it's important because
Of the language barrier?
There was a bit.
One of them said, "I like this."
lost in translation.
Okay, a couple of things were lost in translation.
I think one of the ladies was asked to remove an item of clothing, and then she said, "I first."
You know what, man? Beauty knows no language. I'll tell you that, though. Beauty doesn't.
I know what you're trying to say, Steve. Please, I first.
Cam girls doing 3D private shows
Sure.
where you can actually talk to them and interact with them. Like, this is crazy.
You could actually walk around their apartment and see what's on their dressers. And
You can
stuff.
look through you can rummage in their den. You can rummage through their den.
Dude, you could do anything in these cam rooms. You could you could look through the garbage.
You could
Dude, it's the one
you
guy.
could rummage through the garbage.
It's the one guy who's really excited about the technology and doesn't really care about the porn aspect
Yeah.
of it. So his friends are like, "You could watch a girl in 3D," and it's like you're there. Like, yeah, dude, you could touch her blinds.
You can look under her bed.
You could feed her dog.
Imagine looking under her bed. The technology is there, guys. Soon. Thank you for coming to this keynote. Very excited to show you this technology. The number one question asked from our user base is, what is under that woman's bed? And now you'll know. And the audience cheers.
Yeah. Have you watched a woman masturbate on the internet? Sure, we all have. But how many of us have asked ourselves, what's under that bed? All the hands go up. Like no one's watching it for the girl in the first place. Just the mystery of what's under the bed.
We've seen her privates. Now let's see what's under her bed. Lights dim.
Yeah, we've seen what's under the woman's clothes. Now let's see under the bed.
Using state-of-the-art technology, we are now able to fully explore under a woman's bed.
And it's always her father with a bat.
Looking at sexual acts like that, it takes away the sexiness of it and
Yeah.
makes it very like, Because, you know, especially when you're just demoing it for a friend to like laugh at it and show them how crazy it is, you're not like getting ready to jerk off. You're like, you're hanging out with your friend.
Well, speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, I didn't know what mind you were in, what mindset you were in.
What if you showed me as a joke and I like started taking my pants off and stuff like that?
I would walk out of the room and be like, all right, look, if that's how you want to do this, then we're going to do it.
Like, okay, you didn't even ask.
I would be
or-
like, tossing you some tissues right next to you. And how about these upcoming meals through this service?
Oh my god, this is my favorite part.
Ready for this, Mike? Spinach and fresh mozzarella, pizza with olives, bell peppers, and ricotta salata.
Sounds good.
Parmesan crusted chicken. Parmesan crusted chicken with creamy fettuccine. Creamy fettuccine. Creamy fettuccine. Creamy feta, creamy feta, creamy feta fettuccine.
A creamy French treaty, I heard.
Do you remember in 1918 when there was that creamy French treaty?
And now you can have it with your family in your house.
People
Zoya
that-
has just as much empathy for anyone as
Yeah.
anyone. She's a very caring, loving person.
Yeah, she's
also
very
very
caring.
protective of like her personal time.
Yeah, but she can turn off empathy, which I can't do.
Yeah,
I
I
will-
experienced that the other day firsthand. Yeah, she could do that real quick. Yeah, take back
Gotta make
everything
a
else I
time
said.
time code for when we
When we
I can
cut that out?
trim that out.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Edit
somewhere,
point. Edit point.
somewhere Zoya's knuckles, somewhere her like fist tightened.
She's cutting
Like, she-
someone's hair right now, and she just stabbed the scissors into the neck. Like, oh, I'm sorry. That was. I don't really feel bad about it for
you
some
know how
reason.
some people's ears get warm or they itch when
Yeah.
someone's talking about them? When you mention the terrifying potential Zoya altercation, her hand turns to fist.
Yeah, she just completely turned whatever was in her hand to dust.
Yeah, like you ever seen those movies where like the it's like an otherworldly
Like a monkey's
maybe
paw.
like or like a vampire. I'm talking about like vampires or like when someone's like someone's super strong and it shows them clench their fist.
Yeah.
And it's so tight you see like a drop of blood come out.
Yeah, that happens. And then she licks it real quick to not seem weird to the public.
Yeah, no one notices.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Edit point.
Edit. Pete. Oh no.
Oh no, that was bad. I'll
What,
fix
wait,
that.
what was? No. What was it? That's a fine. Leave it. That's a fine.
I don't want ring.
Mike, no, she's a smart dog. She's not gonna eat a pen cat.
She's a smarter dog than I am.
Yeah, she ain't gonna eat that pen cat.
I would 100% put that in my mouth.
Me too, man. But she won't because the thing about dogs is some of them won't put something in their mouth that they know is not food.
It's crazy how they can be that smart. That's scary smart.
Okay, so I'm like, when are they gonna take over the world?
Why doesn't she talk like us?
I am so impressed by the dogs that can skateboard. I open up my Fiat door, my driver's door to get in.
Gallons and gallons
go in
of water come out.
Popcorn, filled with popcorn. I was like, you guys.
Whoa!
And Joe and Elliot pop out of the bushes and they're like, gotcha.
Waka waka.
Oh, man, so much popcorn. What do you do? And she's like,
I stab people.
I'm a knife salesman.
I'm a knife stabber. Oh,
I'm
what?
a knife stabber. Do you stab knives? Well, you know, when we're testing out these knives, you got to see what they're resistant to.
And sometimes the only thing in the room is another knife.
It's another knife. Did you know that 3 out of 5 knives can stab through other knives?
Anyway, what was your question?
What if by magic you could actually stab a knife through the knife blade of
That's
another
the only
knife?
thing that stabs it.
Yeah.
So what does she do?
So she's a accountant. And so I was like, okay, that's a safe profession.
The stabbing accountant?
And I was like, man, I am so bad at stabbing accountant. An accountant with knives!
For a knife factory.
An accountant for a stabbing firm!
I keep track of how many people I stabbed.
She's an accountant. Talking about numbers and math is like us talking about comedy. Like we,
Sure.
like, you know, that's
It's
her
hard for
profession.
me to switch shoes,
Yeah,
but
switch shoes
sure.
for a second.
You're right.
What are you, a size 9?
No.
10 and a half.
No.
12.
No.
13.
No.
You're a 9 and a half.
No.
Size 10.
No.
You're a size 9 and a half.
No. Best bit we've done on the podcast by far. That's our Abbott and Costello. They're going to be doing that for years.
It's called 9 and a half.
It's called 9.5. No.
9 and a half. No. Like if it's spelled out on a poster,
Yeah.
it does. 9 and a half doesn't get fully spelled out. It's 9 and a half. No.
I want people to steal that bit forever.
Yeah.
And do it in a bunch of different variations.
I'm into it. I'm
11.
but I'm on the same page with you.
Did you talk about the moon at all during the drive?
And how when it meets your eye like a pizza pie, that's love.
That's a love.
That's one love.
That's one love.
When you look at the moon and it looks like a pizza, that's love. That's what that song's saying. Seriously, that's what that song is saying.
Yeah, you're 100%
When in your peripheral you see the moon, then you look, that is love.
Even if no one's around, look at the moon and you found a pizza. Is this love? What is really love? Is that a pizza? It's really the moon. I'm Italian.
I must be drunk. Yes, I'm drunk if I think that the moon is a pizza. When I was driving away, the first thing I thought was, LaCroix, what are you, an idiot?
What are you, a dumb
She's
idiot?
gotta go through the security checkpoint. They're not gonna let her go through with a LaCroix.
She's gonna down a
She's
LaCroix.
got to down a LaCroix. She's gonna be burping. You can't down a LaCroix. What are you, nuts? That carbonation's up there.
You basically gave her a fizzy lifting drink.
I love that they're called Me Undies.
My own personal undies are called Me Undies.
I love that it's like pirates
yeah, you
saying,
get to sound like a pirate.
right? Like, arr, I love Me Undies.
Man, Me Undies are soft.
Arr, boys, before we get started on this here pillaging journey,
Head here.
I've gotta let you boys know. Me Undies is riding up real nice.
Yeah, I don't know if that's pronounced micromodal or micromodal.
Arr.
Either way, I'm farting into him.
You know I hate Johnny Depp. So guys,
All pirates hate Johnny Depp. The sad
And-
truth of the matter is, if you say something that makes someone very happy, and then someone says something similar that makes people very happy, you have to say,
Then that's a
that was
pizza."
mine first. I made people feel good with my thing first.
Yeah. Mine was the better first thing that made them feel it. My feeling was stronger when they heard me say it first.
Wait a minute, my thing made people feel good, and then a couple months later, your thing made people feel good? Well, now they're both gonna know what that was. There was grossness underneath the surface.
That's too much feeling good for everyone to handle. It should have just been my feeling
I
good.
hope no one feels good anymore about either of the two things that were funny.
You know what you did? You took away your feel good. You took away my feel good.
And I take away everyone else's.
Yeah, and
this
I don't
podcast,
yeah.
your podcast.
I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Is that a new shirt?
It's a new old shirt. I got it at a thrift place.
Oh, fuck yeah. Are you serious?
Yeah.
May I? Can you give me
Do you
a
wanna
little...
wear it?
No. May I try it on?
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Nice. Dude, that is a fucking rad shirt.
Thanks, man.
It's
Do
the
you
whole
guys-
quote.
Are you old enough to know who these guys are?
Yeah, that's Maroon 5.
This is Maroon 5. Songs by James.
It's the whole quote, which is really cool.
Yeah.
For the podcast
That's why I got
audience
it. I got
listening.
it more for the quote.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's the old blue brother.
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd and Jang Belushi.
Jang
Jang
Belushi.
Beluga Whale.
And I think they were both on Mad TV
Can
back
I
in the
see
day.
it? Can I see it again? It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark. We're wearing sunglasses.
It's the other way around. I always thought it was the other way around.
It's not the
Dark
other way
out,
around.
and we're wearing sunglasses.
It's not the other way around.
Well, then I'm wrong. I'm either wrong or my shirt's wrong, and I've never been able to disprove a T-shirt.
Mustang Sally!
Oh my god, dude, that was the best, man. What a great time we had with John Gooch.
Goo man.
I forgot how you pronounce his name, but we had such a
Goo
lovely
Man.
time. The Goo Man. I'm sure you'd love that. Hey,
It's
the
the Batman villain.
Yeah.
Goo Man.
Goo
John
Man.
Goo Man.
He's just a little sticky. He's a regular guy, probably a little stronger than average, but he's a little sticky.
I have two of my favorite Batman villains are Goo Man and Covfefe. Covfefe.
Yeah. Yeah. Covfefe sounds like a guy who would sell a lot of cocaine, Zip.
Cocaine zip. I think I brought it up on the podcast, and I think you said that exact thing. What we're doing now is just repeating ourselves. So this podcast is, I think we've hit the gamut.
Last episode was pretty good, and now I think we're done.
I think we're gonna call it quits. 51. 51's a great time to go out.
Absolutely.
Did you get your butt checked, Mike? Did you get your anus?
What are you talking about?
Did you get your little? Did you get your push
today? Or
When
in
you're fit,
general?
you're supposed to.
When you're 51.
50.
That's what I thought you were going for.
Yeah.
But then I was like, did I tell Steve I was going to the proctologist?
Oh, did
today?
you?
No.
You can tell us.
No, I go to the proctologist twice a week just to hang out.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Just to make sure everything's. Bree doesn't like Disneyland because she doesn't like children and she doesn't like crowds.
Oh, then
And it turns out Disneyland is mostly that.
it's like a children and crowd depot.
You know my joke. The audience knows my joke. I used to say this on Table Talk, I feel like.
What was table talk?
I love going to Disneyland and just and getting there, and first thing you say is, "What is this, Kids Day?"
It's still good.
Right?
That's a great joke.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So
Then somebody goes up and is like, "No, it's Dapper Day," and then you turn around
I want to
and
go.
then you walk right
You
back
know what?
out.
I've participated in one Dapper Day.
I have no doubt in my mind.
I had a great time, Mike.
Good. I'm glad.
It was nice. It was a nice camaraderie, and everyone had a great time, and everyone was dressed to the nines.
Yeah, that's the best. When everyone is that.
Have you ever been to Dad Day at Disneyland?
No.
Only dads allowed.
Just dads?
Just dads.
What is that like?
Lot of well-behaved men.
Yeah. Let's go eat a turkey leg, all
lot
of
of
us.
lot of people that know what to do when something's about to fall off the edge of a table.
A lot of people jingling keys and looking towards the exit.
The line for it was a little long.
Yeah.
I think it was something like 130-minute wait or something.
That's too many minutes to wait.
For
I'm
for a
trying to think
2-minute ride.
of something worth waiting for like that.
Well, love.
I guess when you add it all up, you do wait about 130 minutes.
Well, anyone
love.
or more.
Nah, I think it's about that.
Squarespace. That's the beauty of Disneyland. It's constantly changing. This was Walt's decision.
Was it?
Walt said back
They
in the day,
unfroze him and they were like, "Put pipes on it."
"Put some sparkler pipes on the tower." That used to sound like a monster.
Could we move that thing out of his mouth?
Why does he have a mouth guard in?
In case anybody wants to fight me for all the racist stuff I said.
It's 'cause I grind my teeth
He grinds
while I'm
his teeth at night.
sleeping.
He grinds his teeth for eternal sleep.
So,
I'll grind my teeth when I'm dead.
yeah, Walt said back in the day, man, he actually said Disneyland will never be finished.
Interesting.
In the sense that there will never be a definitive end.
What a fucking slacker thing to say, you know?
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Get to the point.
Hey, Walt, try.
Hey,
you
Walt,
know?
you ever heard of periods?
I thought that I used to tell my parents, and my teachers that my book reports would never be finished, and they threatened to fail me.
Yeah,
And just
did you
because
say-
Walt Disney has a little bit of money,
Yeah.
he could say shit like that and get away with
That's a
it.
great thing. I want someone who's listening to this that's still in high school or something to try that. Try that on your teacher and say,
Yeah.
you know, Walt Disney said Disneyland will never be finished, so looks like I'm never finishing this book report.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mrs. Clark, but my capstone project
Yeah.
will never be finished.
Pencil drop.
yeah, yeah.
And then walk out straight to the principal's office.
Yeah. Oh, I have to go home. Oh, you're sending me home? My parents are on the way to pick me up. My parents' marriage will never be finished.
Bree and I, we after we had our meal, we were kind of like done, and we were tired, and kind of like, you know what, fuck it, let's go back home and fuck.
Okay.
But then what happened was we checked the traffic, and
We decided to fucking traffic.
we decided to fucking traffic because we had time. You ever been on the 405?
Hey. My favorite sexual position, the 405.
It's when you're stuck in bed for 3 hours,
And there's 7,000 other people there.
and there's no movement.
You ever give a girl the 405?
That's great. That's a great joke. We should sell it to Carrot Top.
You know what's good? When you dip ketchup chips in more ketchup. Use it as like a
You know what,
spoon.
man? That's too far.
It's like eating ice cream with a spoon made out of ice cream.
Could you imagine having a bread spoon and eating ketchup out of a bowl?
How long would a bread spoon last?
Let's find out.
You need approximately bread
Mike and
spoons.
Steve went to the bread spoon factory to try just to see how the bread spoons fared. Oh, you know, I think it's excellent flavor. And then they went to the...
Cut out the most interesting part.
That's my favorite thing about commercials, where they have like when they go like, we're at the Post factory and these workers love 2 scoops of raisin. What's it called? Raisin Bran.
Right. I love Raisin Bran.
Yeah, it shows like the woman working at she's got the hairnet on. She's like, well, you know, it's just a good cereal. But
Every day.
my favorite thing about it is when they do this in reality shows too. It's like the person who was talking said too much and they want to cut it off, but they want it to sound natural. So it sounds like this. It sounds like, well, you know, those 2 scoops taste great.
Yeah.
Like she had something to say next.
They talked for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But because it's a 30-second
They
commercial.
gotta chop her down. Like on reality shows, the best. It's like, well, you know, Samantha, when she came into my life, she seemed like the right person for me, but I just didn't know if she was the one.
Yeah.
Like, because there's more to say.
Right. The actual story is that it looked like they were going to kiss, but then they kind of just like naturally didn't feel it afterwards. The two people just didn't have chemistry. But that's not a good television show plot. So
Yeah.
what they got was, well, it started getting hot and heavy. Got to commercial.
Yeah, which if you listen to the whole clip, it would be like, well, it started getting hot and heavy in the green room because the air conditioning broke.
But then I don't know. I just
Yeah.
kind of went to sleep for the rest
Oh,
of the
shit.
day.
We're going to use this hot and heavy clip, but we're going to cut it down. Let me do some editing here. Yeah, if I chop down this part here and then do the sound here and then add a little buffer on the end, I'm going to add a little fade.
And boost the
let's see,
volume,
Let's go ahead and EQ that, normalize it, and let's go ahead and listen to that clip.
Yeah, things are getting a little hot and heavy, but
There, oh shit, there's still a butt on the end. Hang on, let me get rid of it. So let me just get in there and do a little half-second chop. I'm going to go zoom in. Let's do a half a frame chop here. Let's add another fade. And I'm going to add a little EQ, render, and let's try again.
fucked her in the bathroom.
Oh shit, I fucked up. Time to go back. Anyway, so the Ruffles version was better for sure. Because those ridges, man, you undeniable. Those ridges are great.
I would do anything for a ruffle. You remember that commercial?
I'd do anything for a ruffle.
Keep your fingers
And
off
then
my ruffles.
And then the bars close on his face. And it
Jail
goes, this
bars.
man's in jail now for ruffles.
Clink. A jail door.
You should always know that if you need to, you can.
If I need to eat,
Yeah.
thank you. I'll never check with you again about eating. I was gonna call
Check
you
with me
earlier
every
today.
week. Every day.
Hey, you mind if I eat now, Steve? You and Steve have a weird relationship.
And then if you don't hear from me, I don't want you to just eat. You understand?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is
Is this like a sex contract?
I was just gonna say, like, somewhere in the world, someone is having this exact discussion, but it's not a joke.
No, and they're saying it like this. And then I want you to not eat
Until I say so.
That was the perfect version of that voice. And you know when you sign this, that means no eating.
Mike, I have a new ASMR channel I want to direct you to.
Oh no!
What happened?
I
oh
forgot
no!
to put on my wind ring.
That's what I like to call a little wazoo. That's a whopper.
I hate. Ever since I got married, I hate not wearing.
The French call that a whopper.
It's a whoopper.
That's a whopper.
That's a.
C'est a whopper. Forget your wedding ring. That's a whopper. And the bell is accompanied with it too.
Always. I wonder if Delman has forgotten his wedding ring yet. He's
Let's
been married
call him
for
up.
20 minutes.
Let's call him right now.
I just can't find it. There are so many ways online that we've shown each other happy birthday in the past. There's the Facebook message, there's the Facebook wall stuff because it reminds you. Everyone goes on Twitter. And I think really the only way to be unique and appreciate Steve's birthday is I think you go to his Twitter account, you unfollow him. And I think that's the only thing, because you're expecting to open up your Twitter.
And just,
You're expecting to open up your Twitter and you just see rows and rows of happy birthday, Steve. We love you. You mean so much to us. But I think if there was to be some activity in a different part of that page, like if the follower number
was
just started falling.
so low. It'd be a
that
nice
would make
thing.
a real statement.
It would be nice. Tilly updated, guys. Tilly updated.
Please be okay.
Excuse me.
Are you hiking?
Tilly says, excuse me, let me close this gate. Tilly says, many thanks for all the replies, and I think you are right. A severe case of hypothermia.
How do you do this, Doug?
Hangs on those two screws screwed on the wall, those two pieces of rope.
Although it seemed very warm in his case. Guys, we're doing a podcast. Doug? Doug?
Just go ahead. Just try to.
He's ignoring.
He's not gonna stop.
Doug!
He's fixing it.
Okay, Doug. Jesus Christ. You gotta do this now?
You want me to try?
Doug,
That was fun.
Doug? Yeah. Steve over here podcast. Guys, we're doing a podcast. Guys, we're doing a podcast.
Maybe he's almost. It's just he said he wouldn't do this today.
Although it seemed very warm in his cage in the boiler room.
Doug.
Doug. I just don't understand why he's...
Do you do that tomorrow?
Do you have to spray that right? Okay. There we go. Thank you, Doug. Jesus Christ. You couldn't hear or what?
Go ahead, Steve.
Motherfucker.
Been watching the NBA finals or... Doug, do you have to hit the drums?
He's so good at them, though. Let him hit the drums.
Spraying beans to hitting drums.
Doug, you
is
can
hard
keep
to
hitting the drums. Oh, you didn't have to get louder. God, he's so good at it. He's been practicing for weeks.
Doug, can you move a little bit closer and hit the drums?
I knew he was going to do something creative with those drums. He's got a whole... That barn's full of drums.
It's only a matter of time.
when it comes down to like the car or the boat, things get so funny and exciting.
Yeah.
Because some of the cars are 2-seaters and some of the cars are 4-seaters.
there's different cars.
Yeah. So it's like you could be repairing a 2-seater car and then like 4 people run over and they're like, "You got the car ready? Let's go!" And you go like, "No, man, it's only a 2-seater. I'm so sorry." And everyone's like, "What the fuck, man? Okay, we gotta fucking scramble. Come on, man. Let me get in that car. Please let me get in the car." And you're like, "Dude, I gotta go. Jason's coming."
He's right there.
And so he starts smashing it with his axe, and he's like, "I'm coming in for you." And I'm like, "No, come on, man. The match just started. Give me like 3 minutes to find some shit, man. I haven't found a weapon or anything." And he's like, "Come on, pretty girl. Come in there."
This guy lives for this.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm going to kill you."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Don't eat.
"Dude, I'm going to do that as Jason. The next time I play, I'm going to go find someone playing and go like, if you don't eat, I won't kill you."
If you don't eat, we won't meet.
If you don't eat, your life you keep. Anyway, so he was smashing.
If you don't eat, you can eat some meat in the future because you'll be alive. Sometime wait for the future. I'm Jason.
Able to purchase future items if you don't eat.
How
Or
are
something
you
like
hitting
that.
him without him getting you?
You can. It's very hard. You got to be quicker than him. You got to just like have no fear and just start smacking him.
You got to do his mom's favorite dance.
You got to do his mom's favorite dance. You got to give him a tenor, preferably Pavarotti.
Show him your butt.
So
Don't eat.
Probably not dancing. So basically, you.
I had an aunt that would always bring baked beans to every holiday dinner, no matter what.
It's so good.
Even when it was
Wait,
inappropriate.
really? Like Christmas?
Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Easter?
She was the baked beans lady.
Was it like out of the can, or did she make it herself?
You mean like some kind of special family recipe?
Yeah.
No, it was out of a can.
Oh man!
I don't know that anyone has a secret baked bean recipe.
Did anybody laugh about it, or were
Nah.
they like,
We're laughing now.
"Who's laughing now?"
It's not Christmas
Aunt.
1997.
Aunt fell down.
Auntie Beans.
Auntie Beans.
Who invited Auntie Beans?
He's Aunt BB here. Aunt Big Beans.
I like it.
And I also got a weekend bag. It's like a nice canvas bag with leather straps. It looks like an old timey doctor's bag.
You could be an in-home doctor tomorrow with that.
I'm
bag.
gonna throw in a couple of toothpicks and a napkin and go like, "I'm here to fix your stomach.
Show me your kid.
I'm here to remove your
I'm here to
belly
remove that
problems.
kid from you.
Let me get rid of that kid's measles with this toothpick."
And my book of jargon.
I was just in New York. I did a little work there
New
for a
York
couple
is
days.
scary, man.
It-
New York is.
It was a
like,
mix of fun and scary.
I don't really like New York.
It doesn't smell good anywhere.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And
I
there's,
had friends though that showed me around.
here's the thing. In
Yes.
LA, there's a lot like Hollywood is gross. But I have not smelled the wall of stench that comes from dark pipes and grated ground, like grated like little like floor things.
I always
like the
imagined-
likes of which are available in New York City.
I thought that was just hot air, but no, that's just hot sewer that's escaping
I
from
think
the subways.
it's everything. I think it's everything.
I-
I think it's the sewer. It's the hot of the subway. I think it's everyone's breath. The smell that comes out of the ground in LA in New York is like everyone in the world's breath at once.
Ugh. Ugh.
Do you think if you could somehow, like, what if there was a comic book where in order to stop the bad guy, everyone has to like into this device, and then it collects everyone's breath and then shoots out a concentrated breath?
That's a disease.
Of
You're
one-
gonna get everyone's
right,
gonna
like
get
when
like
someone-
halitosis.
Would it be like what happens when someone's exposed to like intense radiation?
Yes.
Like their skin just bubbles off and then it just.
You ever seen pictures of mustard gas? It would have been like
Yeah.
that. It would have been
Or
like
like
that.
in Terminator 2 when she's holding onto the fence and she just
but it's breath.
Yeah, it's breath.
It's hot garlicky breath.
Why does it smell so bad?
Rotten teeth breath.
Rotten. Gross.
I did go out and did like a little bar crawl with some friends like that when I was in New
Yeah.
York. Fuck, that's really fun.
Is it fun?
Yes, it's beautiful.
I have too much anxiety to do
I had
that.
something called ass juice, and it had apple and pomegranate schnapps in
Why
a
do they call it ass juice?
I have no idea, but it was the most delicious thing I've ever had.
Do they have that here in Los Angeles?
No, it was an exclusive bar thing.
Ugh, ass juice. Were you like? What made you want to order that one? Just because of the name?
It was their thing. It was like,
Oh, they were
you
like,
come
you
here
gotta
for the
try
ass
ass juice.
You come here for ass
That's
juice.
disgusting. It's hot in LA, so we got plenty of ass
Ass
juice
juice.
out here.
Especially my leather seats in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Ring those out.
If you're a dog, like one of those Siberian Huskies or something, don't take him to the beach.
Oh, don't.
Heat stroke.
Don't leave him in the car.
Heat
stroke.
stroke.
Heat stroke sounds like a cool, like
Super
superhero.
villain. Yeah. I think it's because Deathstroke
Because
is
of
one.
Deathstroke.
But
yeah.
Heat Stroke would be his brother. He was like, ooh,
Yeah.
you shoot with guns?
There probably is a heat stroke villain.
I know if you go on the Marvel wiki, they're like, oh, Heat Stroke. In 1959, Stan Lee had a wet dream and came up with Heat Stroke.
Let's see. Heat stroke. Yeah. Heat stroke. New Earth. DC database. Heat stroke was a young woman with fiery red hair and the ability to protect bursts of flame.
Wait, what? Wait, really? A woman?
I'm sorry, to project bursts of flame.
Let me see. Heat Stroke. You gotta let me see this. What? She looks like Starfire.
That's like Jack Kirby shit right there.
Wait, is it Marvel or DC?
DC.
Is it Jack Kirby?
No,
I don't know. Yeah, he probably did something.
it just lurks. It lurks.
It definitely
Kirby's.
is of the time.
Algal blooms, also known as red tides, happen when a colony of algae grows out of control. These blooms can release toxins that harm people, fish, shellfish, other marine animals, and birds.
No way.
Will, what's the most shellfish thing you've done in your life?
When I told myself I deserved things I didn't, I accepted that side of myself. That's when I was being selfish. What about you, Shellfish? What's the most Steve thing you've ever done? When we were driving past, I think it was a Valvoline, and you were like, you've never said the word Valvoline before.
Oh, yeah, it was like a gas station.
Yeah.
With the fucking V?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even...
No
I
one's
can't-
ever said that
Yeah,
out loud.
no one. I've got to go to Valvoline later today. What is it?
Valvoline. It's like where you go and get oil and stuff and put it in your
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
But no one's ever said Valvoline to you.
No. No one's ever said, like, you know what? You should go to Valvoline if you want to. Like, I couldn't even tell you what the fuck they do at Valvoline.
It's such a good word, though. Name your child. Oops. You never do that.
No.
This was like our chance to fool around from work because we didn't really get to do much stuff in work.
Yeah, at SourceFed, we didn't get to really play.
So I think it's important that we keep a healthy distance from each other.
Yeah,
in
we
our
just, it's
personal
just a
lives.
business relationship, and that's it. Keep it business, zero pleasure, and we're gonna go on forever. We're gonna live forever. Think of the great duos, Anthony and Ian from Smosh.
Pee-wee and the Playhouse.
Pee-wee and his good friend Playhouse. His close friend Playhouse. Mike, welcome back.
those famous duos, Raphael, Leonardo.
Playhouse. Remember what Playhouse was in the Ninja Turtles? For just
What
a
color
bit.
was his bandana?
You know what? I couldn't see it.
The
I had a
aquamarine.
black and white TV back then. I know that you briefly saw our very good friend and friend of the podcast, Chelsea Dunaway.
Too briefly, but she came to a show that I did, and I was very
and
thankful
apparently
for
you
that.
guys have a friend, a mutual friend?
Yeah, which blows my
Wow,
mind.
that's so crazy. What a small... Dude, do you know how crazy that is?
You know what they say? It's a small place,
They say the planet's this big.
and they always hold up the same amount.
The same amount, yeah. If you go any bigger, someone's like, that guy was lying.
Hey, you don't know the old adage.
You must not have heard that saying before. So I thought it would be fun to do the cottage cheese challenge video. And it's a whole new YouTube challenge video series where you fill your entire apartment with cottage cheese. Let me finish. You literally fill every nook and cranny with cottage cheese.
Okay.
It could take months.
And this is the whole challenge?
And then you just see how high up you can get it before the time runs out. What do you think, man? This is one of my top tier ideas.
Okay, well,
It's actually a B idea. I don't want to give all my A ideas away right now.
this can go two ways.
Okay.
One, I immediately have so many more questions.
Okay.
Or two, just get that one out of there.
Okay. Well, why don't you ask me one question?
How long's the timer?
A lot of touching going on at VidCon. A lot of hands. A lot of hands at VidCon.
Most of the hands are there.
Most hands.
Most hands was my favorite Genesis album.
That's the one where Phil Collins drummed on every track, right? He played the drums on every track.
Yeah, only the drums. He played guitar with the drums.
I don't want to even know how that's possible. I got to the airport and I was like, nose.
Yeah.
No nose. Because you
the
don't
worst
sleep
place to
when
be
you're
sick.
I know. Because it's like, we've talked about it before. It's a germ pincushion.
Yeah.
It's a sponge of germs.
Yeah, it's where they keep germs.
Yeah. That's where germs are from.
When you cough into your arm, it goes into a plane.
Yeah. It goes, everyone's arm is a portal into a plane.
Connected to a terminal in LAX. And that's where your coughs go.
That's why I only cough into my hand, not into my arm.
It goes to Des Moines when you cough in your hand.
No, it goes into the water. What place is the water real bad? In
Where
Detroit?
the Great Barrier Reef is.
It doesn't actually say how much Dark of the Moon cost.
There is no way it was called Dark of the Moon.
100% Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Well, which country did that originally come out in? Because that's a lost
you
in
think
translation.
that's ESL? English as a second language?
What's the problem? Dark of the Moon. Release. No need to do different poster. Dark of the Moon.
Is like Dark of the Moon that bit you? Is that what that is?
Oh, your head hurt a night after partying? That's Dark of the Moon bit you. Have a little Dark of the Moon bit you.
The first Transformers movie is at least neat.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think the idea that, like, Michael Bay, who's made some amazing films
Yeah.
and is a great filmmaker.
Titanic 2.
Okay. You think there's a Titanic 2?
I'm just talking about all the Michael Bay movies.
You think Michael Bay has anything to do with the Titanic movie?
Titanic 2.
There's no...
Need for Speed.
Have you seen Titanic 2?
Not me personally.
What in your head made you think there might be a Titanic 2?
Well,
Have you
it's more
seen...
of a-
Was it a poster, or are you just assuming that since there's so many sequels...
I was under the impression, and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. Sorry, I'm not the movie buff. That there is a movie wherein Tom Hanks, regular size Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
is on an island with a volleyball.
Yes.
True or false?
Yes, that's true.
Where did he come from?
Where was he born?
Thank you.
Case closed.
Titanic
What
2.
if we lived in a world where that was a real courtroom case and I just got sentenced to jail because of your...
If I'm ever in that position, we're all dead already.
Yeah.
We were sitting in a bar and we were having bar food, nachos et al. And I remember I was a little bit tipsy at this point, but Delman stands up and then he just goes away. And then you don't see Delman for like 45 minutes.
He
Then
just
comes
got up
back
and left?
yeah. And then he comes back and he's fine. It's like, all right, guys, I could either choose to tell you or not tell you. And I'm telling you.
Was he choking to death and he got up and left while he was choking to death?
He got up silently, was choking to death on a sandwich, tried to rectify with beer, did not work, made situation worse.
He poured beer down his throat to try to dislodge the sandwich.
poured beer into his eye because that's the only way he could find joy anymore. So he goes outside of the bar, and he does what he needs to do. He kind of Heimlichs himself, if you can imagine.
Okay.
But the whole point of the thing is like he didn't want to bother.
It's like Owen. Owen felt the same way. That was Owen's reason for running away too.
What a shameful society we live in.
You know, I have a feeling that it's like there's a percentage of it that is actually not wanting to bother someone, and a percentage of it that is pure embarrassment.
Yeah.
And not wanting to make a scene.
Yeah. Well, it's just making a scene somewhere else. It's like when the dog gets up from the family and goes into another room to die. You gotta have the foresight as a dog to know that's gonna be a scene in a couple minutes in a different place.
I heard a dog goes into the other room to die because it's dying where there's treasure underneath your house. If your dog dies, wherever your dog dies, dig down under that and you'll find treasure.
No, they say when the dog dies, no one lies.
When you're gonna find truffles.
When the dog dies, it's buried under thee.
When a dog dies from fools, you dig deep for those jewels. Wow, poor Delman. Was it a situation? Did he explain what happened? Did he like vomit or anything?
We're not going to do the dog dies thing for the next half an hour. I think that's because you don't take ecstasy.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, dude. Like enhancing the musical experience with drugs, and you like, man, the music was in my body.
Yeah, it's not worth it, probably.
I could feel the chords in my blood.
No one was making them, but
The one man that was pressing spacebar was in my blood.
dude who made the song 3 years ago and then put it into a playlist and pressed play and jumped around in front of a strobe light in my body.
The guy, like, I swear to you, the guy that took the song made by other people and put it together with another song made by another person, and then he put it over it with the volume down for a minute and then brought it up, was right next to my body. Basically, it's like these DJs like create these like cool mixes, these like mashups of like, they'll take like Smells Like Teen Spirit and then put it with like
The
We
Humpty
Are the
Dance.
Champions and then throw in the Humpty Dance.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's really cool. I used
Sounds
to
like just what DJs do.
It's like what DJs do. They're just
Yeah.
mixing it up. Like, you know, they'll like, you know, some of them probably remove the vocal tracks somehow and use programs, and
they erase it with a Photoshop.
they erase the amazing vocals from artists that are dead and disrespect them by removing their voices and then adding their own sound in there.
That sounds fun.
Putting a wolf screaming over the things in there, and then
You've heard Steal My Sunshine by Len, but have you heard it with a wolf screaming over
you know, Kurt Cobain's voice is pretty great, but have you ever heard a wrench? This whole song, this is Heart-Shaped Box, sung by a wrench
A lot of
with
people
a
think-
Drake beat under it.
A lot of people think Futures was so good because of Jimmy's Eats voice. But here's a power saw.
You heard the Beatles, but you've never heard the Beatles on an MP3 player dropped into a pot of boiling macaroni, and then the speakers are put into a dead lion, and then put it up all the way up, and then get a buzzsaw, and then
Cut open the
cut
line.
open the lion, and then we're gonna hear what it sounds like, and then put a Drake song under it.
Cops hang out with each other.
Yeah.
That's the cop thing to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Same thing with firemans.
Fire boys.
I think they're I'm sorry, Steve. I think they're called firemans. Plural of fire.
They're called fire fought people. Fire fightings.
Fighter war.
Firefighters. He showed us an empty field, and we saw weird logs sticking out of the ground like roots. We stepped a bit into the field when the farmer started yelling to warn us. Turns out, due to the excessive amount of moisture and rain, the entire field turned into a sort of quicksand, and that those logs weren't logs,
but bodies of the villagers.
They were cow carcasses.
Oh, God! I'm out. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, don't step on the dead cows.
Or you'll also be a dead cow. Yeah, cows.
You're walking like a real dead cow out there.
Yeah, you ever wander out into that field, you're going to be a dead cow.
That's my one warning. Can you get lost on a mountain? Because isn't the right direction always down?
Yeah, because some mountains are so vast, Mike, that they're not just...
Down's always an option.
Down is an option, but you don't know where down.
I was lost in the dead of the night, and I looked to my right, and there I saw it, upwards. And I decided to go left, down.
Haven't you ever heard that old song about the mountains? If you get lost, go down, down. If you're in the mountains, go down, down.
You ever see that old PSA?
If
you're
you
ever lost in the mountains, go
down, down.
The mountain.
And then it go down, down. Be careful when you're going down, down.
When should you do it? Do it now.
Get your feet back on the ground.
Ground.